You know, it's easy to forget with Digimon Story Time Stranger, Digimon Beats Break, Digimon Elysian on the horizon, that we also have Digimon Liberator, a regular ongoing webcomic directly linked to the Digimon TCG, which is also doing gangbusters. It's a fantastic time to be a Digimon fan, and this year has seen a massive influx of brand new Digimon, and we've still got the best part of 2 months to go before the end of the year. That Every Digimon from 2025 Explained video is going to be so long. Help me. But this week, Digimon Liberator revealed Metatromon, a brand new evolution connected to the Maquinamon family. And naturally, because this is Digimon, the first thing many of us saw was a natural connection to Shakkoumon from Digimon Adventure 02. So in today's video, I'm going to be looking at Metatromon, explaining what it is, what its origins are in the real world, and how it might be perfect as an evolution for Shakkoumon, and maybe some other Digimon. What is up, digital companions? My name is Karn EX and welcome back to another video. Thank you to my Fanglongmon Golden God Lupus Lichlord, and if you're a Digimon fan, you're watching this video, you're probably a Digimon fan, or you're interested in games like Pokemon, Legend of Zelda, and indeed Octopath Traveler. What if there was a game that combined monster catching, RPG exploration, and bullet hell boss battles into one epic adventure? Well, that is where today's sponsor, Elestrals Awakened, steps in. Elestrals, of course, started as a TCG created by A-Drive, but now Elestrals Awakened has their Kickstarter to deliver a 2.5D pixel art monster catching RPG for PC and Nintendo Switch set in a world inspired by Greek mythology. And if you enjoyed the Greek and Roman inspiration of the Olympus 12 of Digimon Story Time Stranger, that's going to be right up your alley. Elestrals Awakened is a game where you bond with elemental spirits, challenge divines, and explore Titan temples packed with puzzles and secrets. And with mechanics such as the Spirit Point system or nexusing and ascending Elestrals into new forms. Their Kickstarter is only available to be backed until November 7th, which is your one chance to obtain alpha and beta access, receive exclusive in-game unlocks, purchase exclusive Kickstarter promo packs and add-ons, and even become an NPC or caster in the game. This is a limited time opportunity to join an incredible passion project with massive potential. So thank you to Elestrals Awakened for sponsoring this video. Make sure you go check out their Kickstarter link in the description down below and in the pinned comment and back this project before it's too late. So yes, this week Digimon Liberator dropped Metatromon on us, and first of all, wow, what an incredible design. I love how you can see all the individual eyes of Maquinamon, we talked about this a little while ago, going together into this creepy mechanical form. And this does seem to be the machine side of Maquinamon that we've seen before in Mockingbirdmon and Mulemon. We've still yet to see the inverse of this, a biological bestial Digimon that evokes a machine. This is a machine Digimon that evokes angels or humanity or, well, just a weird creature. So yes, first and foremost, this is intended to be a Maquinamon evolution. However, the true beauty of Digimon is that we get to have this more branching, sprawling style of evolution that is often very free, but sometimes a little bit more curated. And just because a Digimon is designed to be one kind of mainline branch, like for example, Agumon to Greymon to Metal Greymon to War Greymon, doesn't mean one Digimon can't also fulfill multiple purposes for other Digimon. For example, obviously we have the Terromon line from Digimon Liberator, with Grand Galemon eventually becoming Zaphargamon. You know what also visually would be a great evolution of Galemon and into Zaphargamon? Parrotmon. Green Bird Digimon, right? You also see like Digimon Story Time Stranger making these connections, with Mummymon obviously being able to digivolve into Pharaohmon, but also making a nice connection to Hyandramon, which I'm sure has happened before, because the body of Mummymon and the body of Andromon look like they could be the same origin or the same type of biological creature. So yes, while Metatromon, getting its name from the Metatron, a angel in various religious texts, but also referred to as the voice of God in mythology and in media such as Dogma, the Kevin Smith classic, and the His Dark Material series, among others, it's a great source of inspiration. Metatromon is a mega-level machine vaccine type Digimon, which is interesting because its Digimon Encyclopedia description kind of makes it out to be a bit of a villain. Now, of course, there's nothing saying that virus Digimon have to be villainous and that vaccine Digimon have to be good, but it is interesting to observe. Visually, though, yes, it works fantastically as a Shakkoumon evolution, folding in that angelic vibe with a construct. While Metatromon is a machine and Shakkoumon is more directly based on Dogu made of clay, there is still a very big visual lineup and these kind of eyes and orbs of Shakkoumon easily translating to the eyes of Metatromon. So there is absolutely, without any further elaboration, plenty of reason to make Metatromon a Shakkoumon alternate evolution. I'm not saying here that Metatromon is the Shakkoumon Mega Evolution, right? And before I get into any more connections, I want to make that very clear. We do have two very prominent evolutions for Shakkoumon, which are most commonly used. /Angemon in things like the V-Pets, etc. But specifically when it comes to like 0-2 continuity, they went with Vikemon, and I've never loved that. Technically, Shakkoumon has claimed to Vikemon first, but a lot of prominent Digimon Adventure media, like Tri and the PSP game, have made Vikemon Joe's Gomamon's Mega. And listen, you can double up on Digimon partners, it's not the end of the world, but especially in the Adventure continuity, and honestly most continuities, it's not typically done. And I actually really like Vikemon as an evolution of Zudomon, so I just think it works better for Joe. And yeah, /Angemon is good. I've made a big case actually for Clavis Angemon before, which I think visually matches up with Shakkoumon a little better. However, Metatromon I think is the absolute closest we've gotten so far. However, there is something which kind of sticks in the craw of this connection, and that is the line in Metatromon's encyclopedia which states, "The Iron Giant assumes the airs of a vengeful angel. While its imposing stature and angelic form make it easy to mistake for an angel Digimon, it has no holy power whatsoever, and is in truth a machine Digimon to its core." So yeah, evolving from the angelic Shakkoumon, that doesn't work great, except hold on, is Shakkoumon an angel? Now, yes, of course, it's a DNA Digivolution, a Jogress of Ankylamon and the angelic Angemon. However, it's not designated as a holy or angelic Digimon. Shakkoumon is a mutant type. Mutant. Machine. Interesting. A mutant Digimon DNA Digivolved from Ankylamon and Angemon. Shakkoumon has a shiny silver body with white wings, and according to one theory, it's actually an angel Digimon that descended from on high into the ancient digital world. According to one theory. It's almost like the Digimon reference book doesn't want to commit to the idea of Shakkoumon definitely being an angel. And even if it has descended from on high into the ancient digital world. It's gone from heaven to earth. Metatromon not actually being an angel is not a rapid departure from this. Like, let's not forget, of course, Digivolution can fundamentally change the traits of a Digimon. Biomon is not on fire and then it becomes on fire when it's Birdramon. The dinosaur Ankylamon and the angelic Angemon becoming a Dogu is not a one-to-one correlation. But I like this idea that it's just a theory that Shakkoumon is an angel. Maybe it was never an angel. Maybe it's just a Dogu that looks like an angel. And when it digivolves in this instance to Metatromon, it reveals itself as being taking on the airs of a vengeful angel, but not actually being one. Another inconsistency is that Metatromon is a vaccine and Shakkoumon is free. Whereas, for example, if we look at Valkyrymon, which is very much intended to be Sylphimon's Mega, it retains the free attribute. And again, with Vikemon is apparently also a free attribute. I genuinely didn't know that. Someone at Bandai very clearly wants Vikemon to be Shakkoumon's Mega. Again though, Digivolution is not about fitting one Digimon into one pigeonhole, so it's fine if the free attribute Shakkoumon becomes a vaccine attribute. It's not the end of the world. Especially as its second most prominent evolution /Angemon is also a vaccine type. Plus we've seen it become like Lampmon, which is a data type. The free thing is important, but it's not the be all and end all for branching evolution. A connection I really like though is that looking at Shakkoumon, it states that some people find it frightening because its lack of expression makes it impossible to tell what it's thinking, but it has a warm and gentle personality. Then we move over to Metatromon with all the eyes, evoking what on kind of like social media and stuff is now being called a biblically accurate angel, although it's probably more accurate to refer to them as, or actually probably not angels, but instead other types of creatures described in the Bible, potentially seraphim. Either way though, it's become a colloquial term, and that phrase, be not afraid, is attributed to many-eyed angelic looking creatures, at least in pop culture, if not beyond. So the idea that people are afraid of Shakkoumon and don't need to be, and Metatromon looks like the be not afraid biblically accurate angel meme, pretty funny connection. But the real tip of it all that really does make me think that someone at Bandai Creative did think, ooh, well of course we're creating a new Maquinamon Mega, we could also maybe give some Shakkoumon love there, is that Shakkoumon has one signature move called Disaster Blaster, which involves shooting destructive red laser beams from its eyes. And what is a special move of Metatromon? Oh, of course, the Eyes of Enoch, which fire lasers from the many eyes covering its body. Now, eye lasers are hardly a unique concept. From Cyclops to Homelander and beyond, it's an established trope. However, a potentially faux angel construct that fires lasers from its eyes, if not original, it at least is a great connect between the two, 2, as a lot of Shakkoumon depictions very prominently show it using its Disaster Blaster. I also think if you take Metatromon and put it next to Valkyrymon and Imperialdramon Paladin mode, it works perfectly to create that trio for final form Digimon Adventure 02 Megas. We have seen, of course, Stingmon and XVmon become Paildramon and Imperialdramon Fighter Mode and Dragon Mode, Gatomon and Aquilamon become Sylphimon, but then Imperialdramon gets its Paladin Mode, this resplendent white and gold form with the power of Omnimon. And indeed, while never happening in 02, at least the anime, Sylphimon becomes Valkyrymon, a much more dignified white and gold form. And now we have Metatromon, which goes right alongside them. Admittedly a little bit more silvery than white, but so is Shakkoumon. This is a distinction that I do not think /Angemon or Vikemon particularly shared, though Vikemon is a lot closer, and I suspect one of the reasons it was chosen with its white fur and kind of yellow fur, I think the gold of the shield might be the connection they intended there. /Angemon also does have a lot of that going on though, so that's why I've always liked it. From top to bottom, I do really think Metatromon works fantastically in addition to its purposes as a Maquinamon evolution to also be a brand new Shakkoumon Mega. Not the only one, I'm not saying that. Vikemon has its place, /Angemon has its place, Clavis should get more outings. Digivolution is not about pigeonholing one Digimon to one purpose, but instead opening up potential. And I'd love it in the card game, or Digimon Elysian, or Digimon New Century if we did see Metatromon being used as a Shakkoumon Mega in future. However, I do think while we're talking about its purpose, Metatromon could also work really well for another reason, because its many-eyed metallic form also would be fantastic connected to the Digimon Frontier Steel Spirits, Mercurymon and Sephirothmon. First of all, of course, visually, the connection between Metatromon and Sephirothmon is huge. Plus, Sephirothmon gets its name from Sephiroth and is connected to the Kabbalah, deeply tied to Jewish and Christian myth, just like the Metatron. But also, we are missing the Aldermon and Beowulfmon and Raihimon equivalent for a lot of these spirits from Frontier. While it doesn't have the signature green coloration of Mercurymon and Sephirothmon, I do think it would be pretty fantastic. In fact, here's a very lazily slapped together Karn EX green version of this guy. Plus, I like the idea of it seemingly being an angel, but actually pretending, having no holy power whatsoever, a ton of arrogance, seeing itself as the most refined machine Digimon, perhaps a machine made of steel. It also works great for the spirits of steel from Digimon Frontier. So that's it. After many years of asking, I do think we have a new fantastic contender for a Shakkoumon Mega, but this is the wonderful thing about Digimon. No Digimon is fixed for one purpose. From V-Pets to card games to anime to webcomics. One Digimon that has been one way for a while can suddenly expand and change its lore, its purpose, its evolution branches. So this is not about me saying, hey, Shakkoumon can only have Metatromon for now, forever. It's just me saying, wow, this is amazing, and what I personally think now, maybe apart from /Angemon, is what I would choose to be my Mega going forward. But like I say, it also works fantastically for the spirits of steel from Frontier, and is also a fantastic Maquinamon machine Mega. It all works. It's so beautiful. It's what I love about Digimon. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my Fang Longmon Golden God, Lupus Lichlord, and my sovereigns ZDK14, Chaotic Prophet, and Jeremy Babino, who support me over on patreon.com/Karn EX, and my YouTube channel members here on YouTube. Thank you if you've been gifted, or if you signed up yourself. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time when we go digital. Bye bye.